Okay, so I have a little bit of a story time, but first I have to show you my jeans. Well, this shirt and these jeans came from Blue Waters. These are the Judy Blues, and they actually fit in the length, which is impressive, and they fit in the waist. If you buy Judy Blues, though, you have to size down. So, like, I'm normally like a 3 or 4, and these are a 1, and they fit absolutely perfect. And I think they make my tushy look good. Okay, and that's a plus. But this shirt came from Blue Waters also. I think I ended up getting one in every color, and the jeans, yeah. So anyway, just an appreciation post for Blue Waters because their boutique is amazing. Their prices are good. Shannon is so funny. I adore watching her, even if I don't buy anything, which is rare because I love her store. She's just fun to watch. She's just a sweet, genuine, funny lady. I love her, and I will always shop there now that I found her. So anyway, if you guys have not tried the Judy Blues and you haven't shopped Blue Waters, check her out. She's amazing. So anyway, I'll get to my story now. So a lot of you guys have asked about, and this is going to be a longer post, so sorry for the guys that don't like it that I talk too much. Have I had any weird, crazy, or scary experiences? I have. I definitely have. Probably about 4 months ago, and I'll show you that plant right there. Which way? Oh, that plant. Shit. That plant. Anyway, that plant that I can't point to. I had noticed, so it felt off. I felt as if there were somebody watching me or something was watching me. And I felt that way for, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 days. And it wasn't like a bad feeling, but it was just a very uncomfortable feeling, okay? And I had seen out of the corner of my eye something in that corner, and it looked like the form of a man, a very tall man, but it was a black shadow. Only it had substance to it. It was like a thick energy. It was something that had never been human. It had never walked this earth as a human, ever. Oh my God, I have the chills. Jeez. And I just ignored it because it wasn't bothering me or anyone else necessarily. And I thought, well, I'll ignore it. It'll go away. If I don't want to see or hear or deal with anything, I just ignore it. And that's my boundary. I'm closed off. I'm done. We're not dealing with it. And it will usually just go away. This did not. So, I don't know, maybe for another day, I kept ignoring that. And every time I looked at the plant, it was like, you could tell that there was something hiding behind it. Okay? And I don't know how else to explain this. So, keeping in mind that if I'm ignoring things that I'm supposed to pay attention to, my team has a really specific way of grabbing my attention. So when I closed my eyes, I went to bed that night and as soon as I closed my eyes, I saw it. It was very bold, it was very tall, and it was like looking over and looking to the side, trying to get around that plant. For whatever reason, it could not move from that corner. It was like stuck there. But you could tell it was creeping, you know. So when I closed my eyes, I saw it, and it didn't want to harm. It was curious. First, it was figuring out, okay, why am I in this house specifically? And I'm curious about this woman. You know, basically, it just kept watching me. It was very curious. Couldn't figure me out for a minute. Couldn't figure out why it couldn't really thrive. Like, why was it stuck in that corner, and could it not attach to or thrive, you know, to me or anybody else in the house? So then I'm like, okay, so what do I do about this? Because I sure as heck don't want this thing here. So that's when I heard and saw that I needed to make my dish of black salt, frankincense resin and the pure frankincense essential oil. And for whatever reason, I had to move that plant. So the next morning I did a cleansing ritual, I did a banishing, I set that there. Now, as soon as I started doing the banishing, it started to like move and kind of go out of the house. And then when I set that there, it was like, it put up like this barrier, this ward to where that thing could not come back in. So long story short, that's a long story, I know. It is banished. It cannot cross a certain line that's across the street. It cannot go in the neighbor's yard on either side. It's not stuck there, but there's a boundary and a line that it can never cross. Now, had I not seen that and paid attention to it, it could have attached to anybody in the house that either lived here or came in that maybe weren't thriving really well. Maybe their mental health was not in a good place. Maybe they were physically ill. You know, they were vulnerable in some way. It could have attached to somebody like that. Now I could get rid of it, and I would have seen it eventually if I hadn't, you know, noticed it at that time and in that way. But nobody wants that kind of crap in their house. And we certainly don't want it attached to people that we love or to ourselves, you know. So, yeah, I've had some crazy experiences, and it still makes me a little bit uncomfortable talking about it because I think, what mistake did I make? Where was I vulnerable in wards and protections and just keeping my house cleansed and clear? And, you know, it made me feel like a big bonehead. But it happens. Stuff happens. I don't know how it got in here. I still don't know how it got in here, but it did. I don't know. But yeah, that was an uncomfortable one. It wasn't the best feeling. I wasn't scared of it, but I just was very uncomfortable, you know. So, yeah, it happens from time to time, even to the best person that could ever do the best cleansings. There's always a chance that something will get in, you know. Like I said, it was my fault. I probably was weak somewhere in doing something. So, but it happened. It hasn't happened since, thank goodness, because I don't want that mess. But anyway, that's my story time. I love you guys.